anything about it?
Yes, sir. I know some points, sir.
Recording stopped.
There you will speak for 2 minutes.
So new education means we have some new technologies, new development.
Yes.
Like sir, in earlier times we don't have phone, but now we have some types of different types of phones, and their cost is in crore amount also, sir.
No, how is food related to education policy?
Yes, sir.
Food, we are able to produce enough food now. There was a time, especially before Green Revolution, when
Yes,
our
sir.
country did not have enough food.
Any development. And
Many people used to die in famines. Now, even if there is a famine, you understand what is famine?
no, sir. What is the meaning of?
FAMINE. Famine means drought. हिंदी में बोलते हैं सूखा पड़ता है जब अकाल, when there is no
Okay, sir.
rain, and because there
Yes,
is
sir.
no rain, then there is very little production in our farms. Farms, you understand? हमारे खेतों में,
Yes, ma'am.
खेतों को
Yes,
क्या
sir.
बोलते हैं? फील्ड या
Farm.
फार्म बोलते हैं. Yes. So now
Yes.
we have enough food because we had green revolution, because of which from one seed now we can produce dozens of seeds. Earlier every seed brought only half a dozen more seeds. Now that production has increased, so we have enough food. But that is a separate point. How are you linking food to education policy?
Yes, sir.
Today we will be talking about education policy. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So it is already 8 p.m. You can start, Divyam. Speak.
Okay,
Then,
sir.
yeah.
Sir, education. So, what we have to learn?
Yes.
So, what is the question? What have
What
to
do you
learn?
know? What do you know about our new education policy? What are the new things happening in your school?
Okay, sir. Sir, in our school, that we have lots of facilities, benches, boards, and the educoms. That we can see some moral stories and some subjective stories. And so we have some uh, new type of dresses in our school, and there are lots of rules in our school that we have to wear this dress on this day and this dress on this day. So, sir, these are the facilities developed in that in those years.
What is the name of your school?
Sir, MSS Public School.
What is the full form?
Maharaja Sumer Singh Public School.
Yes. You must always give the full form. Okay. Don't
Yes,
give
sir.
abbreviation. Your school is very important. Whenever somebody asks you the name of your school, give the full name.
Okay, sir. So
So
my
Divyam,
points are correct.
you gave half answer. The facilities you mentioned were mostly there last year also, but this year new education policy has come. Our Prime Minister and Education Minister has introduced new education policy, because of which some
Okay, sir.
new things have come. You haven't told
Yes, sir.
anything very new which has come this year only.
Okay, sir.
Is there any such thing in your school which has come this year?
Yes, sir. Some some type of camps. In our school, we have camps. You can join the camps and you can practice for our journey.
Practice for
Journey for a lifetime.
journey means for travel.
Yes. No, sir. For this is wrong word, sir. For lifetime. For lifetime.
You have got camps in your school.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is something new.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now let's see. Bhavya, are you ready with the speech? Bhavya, are you ready with the speech?
Sir, can you give me 2 minutes?
Yeah. Okay. Gaurav, can you start?
Yes, sir. Sir, am I audible?
Yes.
Sir,
Please start and switch on camera.
sir, am I visible?
Yes. Very good.
Good evening, sir, and my dear friends. My views on today's topic is, sir, about the new education policy, it comes, what it has the impacts on the students' life and or our daily academics and curricular activities. So, sir, uh, uh, the old education policy has been recently changed by the Ministry of Human Resource and Management, and this change has been taken place under the chairmanship of the ISRO chief ISRO chief Dr. K. Kasturirangan for better education, and the national education policy was approved on 29 July 2020 by the Union Cabinet of India, that is the Government of India, and it replaced the existence education policy which was made in 1986. So the new education policy brings a drastic change and replaced the old education policy which was made very long earlier before, and there is no change in the education or help towards the students for regarding their educations and policies. So a basic example I would like to tell that, as we can all see from earlier times, that mobile phones, we saw that the mobile phones are daily up to date. They changed, they replaced, the new versions are came. But the main and one of the most important thing for life, the education, it can't never replaced. So this new education policy also helps the students and brings a change to the education policy and helps them in further their studies to selecting what they want to become in future and many more. So next, sir, and this policy brings a big positive change, and it is a framework for elementary education till higher education, which includes vocational training in both urban and rural areas. Sir, the main aim of launching the education policy is to remodel India's education policy. That is to enhance and update, we can say, the education policy. And in this, we saw that the previous pattern was of education was 10 plus 2, which has been now changed by 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. New education policies also going to take place by bringing changes in higher education in across India. And also this new education policy impacts the and includes in the NCC camps. Also for NCC students, NCC course, it will also be helpful. And also in this new education policy, our mother tongue, our regional languages are used to teach the students, though they get the better command on their mother tongue. And uh, and uh, also the new education policy brings many changes, like promotion will be based on the merit based test. Children with special needs will be given uh, same facilities as the normal students access. And also after the setup of the digital library, students will be able to access the library and new books through online. So at last, new education policy brings a drastic change which helps the students all over in their studies, and uh, improve the and which and also helps to improve the literacy rate of India. And so thank you, sir.
Okay, very good, Gaurav. You covered lots of points, but you made one error. You described the ministry as Ministry of Human Resource Management. Its actual name was Ministry of Human Resource Development, not
Oh,
management.
yes,
Okay,
sir.
MHRD.
Error.
Yes.
Yes, Divyam, you are saying something?
No, sir.
And Gaurav, even this name has been changed now. MHRD was the old name. Now it is called again Education Ministry only. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Kashvi, were you able to understand what Gaurav was speaking?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you start now. You first tell me what did Gaurav say and then make your own points about new education policy.
Sir, I'm sharing my points.
Okay, go ahead.
Sir, I have 24 points.
Yes.
Increase focus on the skill improvement, competition skill development for students, provide various learning opportunities for students, and self-learning environment.
What about learning environment? What is the new thing that will be brought in learning environment? Do you know? Okay. The most important thing is that now learning will not happen only in classroom for exam, but you will also be asked to
सर
learn.
लर्निंग एनवायरनमेंट इज पौधों की पढ़ाई करना, हाउ टू ग्रो प्लांट्स, हाउ टू जस्ट what which kind of plant is this.
So learning environment means the surrounding which we give to the learning process. Till now, learning mostly happens in classroom, where teacher teaches you on blackboard. But now this will be changed. You will be encouraged to do more field work, learn from your direct experience, go to the market, to your neighbor, etc., and do interviews, make a project file. So practical work will be encouraged. Those schools which are in villages, can also send school students to farms to learn how farming is done. Or if in your neighborhood there is some craftsman like carpenter or potter, then you can do a practical project on your learning from them. So learning will not happen only in classroom, but also from the practical field besides your laboratories. Schools have laboratories already, but now they were already there. Now something new is going to happen. Students will be encouraged to write project reports by going out of school to learn from people around them. Is this point clear? Okay, Gagan, will you speak now?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
please start. Camera.
So, am I visible?
Yes.
Okay. So, good evening, sir. Today I'm here to present my views on the today's topic. And for the today's topic, new education policy, I would like to tell that as everyone knows, the new education policy is being changed in the year 2020 by the Ministry of Human Resource. So this change takes on a this change takes a drastic effect in India towards the education, and that effect uh, is in positive way. That the new education policy was approved by the Ministry of Management on July.
Gagan, please wait for a second. I will request everyone to hear carefully what the speaker is saying and point out any mistake if you find. Those students who will listen carefully and point out mistakes, they will be selected for the first prize, which we will announce every month. Okay? So listen carefully and tell us if you find any mistake in their speech. Yes, Gagan, go ahead, please.
So, sir, as I am saying that the national education policy was approved on 29th July 2020 by the Union Cabinet of India. So it replaced the existing, or we can say the previous education policy of India, which was made in year 1986. This, as I said, this policy brings in a very big positive change in towards the education for Indians. It is an framework for an elementary education, which includes the secondary education as well as the higherly education for both the urban and for the rural students and persons. The main aim for launching that the new education policy 2020 is to remodel, or we can say to recreate the education system, to improve the education system. Uh, under the new education policy, now we can say that no person can be forced to take any particular language or any particular subject. With the help of the new education policy, every student, if he or she wants to take any language with any subjects, he or she can be able to take with the help of new education policy. The New education policy also changed the pattern that, as Gaurav said, from 10 plus 2 to 5 plus 3, 3 plus 3, 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. So the new education policy is also going to take place and brings the change in the higher education also. Uh, as not higher education, like after the 10th, what stream we have to choose, or what subjects we take, and after 12th what to do. So in all this, the student can make his or her own choice, that if he wants any art subject, like any arts language with the science stream, and he or she has an interest in that particular field, so he or she can able to do that particular fields and choose its particular subjects according to his own interest, so that he or she can make his career much more better than previous, with the previous one of new education policy. So the new education policy also provides also gives a medium to our mother language, like to our as we the time changes and our country is towards the development, so the our everyone says that English is very important, and you should always speaks in English. We all know that English is important, but the our mother language is also important. So from the new education policy, it provides a positive impact towards our mother language and regional languages also. And by the new education policy, various counselings will be given to the parents, that how they treat their students, and how this new education policy helps the students to make their career, to choose their own interest. There is no burden on anyone that you must choose the science, that science is best and arts is worst. So now, because of the new education policy, this feeling is also vanishing, or we can say diminishing in the minds, from the minds of parents. And children also provides special attention by the new education policy. And
Please conclude
and
now.
so for the conclusion, I would like to say that the new education policy and is a very good uh, good uh, good thing which is done by our in government of India, due to which the every individual, the student who wants to study with his own subjects
Sir,
and own interest, he or she can study and makes his goals successful. Thank you, sir.
excuse me, sir.
Okay, very good, Gagan.
They, sir,
Will
they had some
someone
mistake.
point out the any mistake in Gagan's speech?
Yes, sir, I found.
Yes, Divyam, very good.
Sir, they had spoke the government prepared. Do prepared, sir. They said do prepared. Sir, there will be add. No, we can't say that they do prepared.
Okay. Instead of do prepared, you should say prepared. Okay. And there was
Yes, sir.
another error, Gagan. You said much more better.
Yes, sir.
What is the mistake in this? Let me see if Hardik knows. Hardik, what is the mistake in this phrase? Much more better. Kushi, can you point out what is the mistake in this phrase?
Sir, may I tell Bhavya?
Yes, Bhavya, you tell.
Sir, in the much more, they are used for a quantity, and better can tell the quantity, how is like, if a thing is better, best or good. But much and more tell the number of quantity, how much we are having, like much like a small, like we don't have that much, so we can say I have a much rice, so in that we have more rice, so say more, it will use for the
No.
quantity. And sir,
So, Bhavya, the simple point is you will only say much better. Don't say much more better, because better is a comparative adjective already. It doesn't require more. Just say much better. Okay, Gagan?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
So, okay, who will speak next?
Sir, am I?
may I?
Yes, Suman.
Yes, sir. I'm Suman Rathod, and my topic is new policy, a new education policy is impact on curriculum. I will give advantage of this policy. So this
Yes.
policy students will learning physically, and they will not need to ratification like this, and we teachers and parents not judge students based on marks. uh, in this we in this students intelligence judged by here learning what he learn about something physically. Some students are not able to ratification like learning something, and it is not important, and it is not good if we see, because in ratification we will be not learning. By ratification we will only marks, we will obtain only marks, not we will not learning about that what we learn. So in this, like first to fifth and fifth to sixth, I mean till sixth, in this policy learn students about like physically and playing something, and uh, students self evaluate some on self, and other students will tell about other students. And after in 9th 10th, we can all languages are available, like mother language and regional language. And after 12th, after 10th, and in 11th and 12th, we can choose any subject, and we can learn about like our stream is science. So not only science, we can read or we can study other subject also. And sir, disadvantage is this, that if all languages are available, I mean by the like mother language Haruti or something other languages, if we learning about if we will learning from this language, so I think English is very less we will learn. So, and English is important also, because in foreign or after out of Rajasthan, in other areas also English is speaking.
Okay, very good. So, Suman, you have understood there are some changes. You need to improve your English a lot, but you have uh, grasped the importance of the topic. It's very good. Can
Sir, I
anyone
want to
point
add some
out some
mistake.
error? Yes,
Sir,
Divyam,
I
what is the
mistake.
mistake? What
Sir,
is the mistake?
sir, she said that we get, sir, she said not marks and the learning. So we have to write not about, not after get. We not get.
And main mistake, Suman, you use the word ratification. This is a
Rectification, yes, sir.
mixture of Hindi and English.
Yes, sir, but I don't remember that word what I speak.
Yes, what shall you say instead of ratification? Who will tell? Kashvi? Instead of ratification or Bhavya, you tell what is the English word for ratification? You should say rote learning.
Rote
Ratification
learning,
is
yes,
a
sir.
hybrid
Rote
word of,
learning.
yeah, rote learning. ROTE, rote learning. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Now, who will speak next? Yes, Hardik. Your camera, please.
Sir,
Yes.
it is a revolutionary move the Narendra Modi-led central government replaced on 34-year-old national policy on education formed in 1996 with the National Education Policy of 2020 and July 29. First, grade division and structure. Second, assessment and evaluation. Third, school curriculum and pedagogy. Fourth, power of language. It supports the mother tongue of the students. Fifth, technology education, impact on students, skill-based learning, better assessment, flexibility for choices of subjects. Thank you, sir.
Okay, very good. But you did not give the details. For example, in curriculum, what has been changed? Hardik, do you know?
Sir, I can tell.
Yes, Divyam.
Sir, we have to speak curriculum. We don't speak curriculum. We have to speak curriculum. Curriculum.
No. Curriculum is correct. But what is the change in curriculum? Hardik has not explained. Does anyone know? The main change is that now you can combine co-curricular activity also as your main paper. What does co-curricular means? Arts, craft, music, painting, all these can also be taken up as a curriculum paper in which you can claim marks and your result will be awarded on that basis. Okay, so you don't have to
But
just
sir-
take maths or science necessarily. You can also take sports, you can also take painting, etc. Yes, what were you saying?
But sir, so I am to speak that now this time also
Can't
these are
hear you.
these facilities are available. Sports or drawing, singing, or something. Exams
They
also
can,
5 students.
they can also be included as your graded paper. Right now, their grades were not counted in your result, but now the grades you earn in sports and painting, etc., which were called co-curricular activities outside the curriculum, they will now be part of curriculum. Their marks will also be counted.
Devesh, can I interject? Hello.
Yes,
Devesh?
yes, Rita.
Devesh, Suman is asking, this is applicable in Rajasthan also? Is this thing applicable?
Yes. The WhatsApp that you sent mentions this,
Yes.
and that is from Rajasthan government.
Okay, Devesh. We don't know actually. Suman, she's my
But
student.
it will depend upon schools, how much they allow. There will be some changes according to schools, staff.
Recording in progress. Recording stopped.
Hello, Devesh.
I think
Devesh?
it should be there across states, because the WhatsApp I read from Rajasthan government in Hindi also mentions this. But its implementation will take some time. That is there.
Because Suman will start banking upon, these students will bank upon कि हाँ हमारे drawing में भी grades आ जाएंगे, तो they'll
You will
also
have to ask your college school principal whether they can implement, because facilities and infrastructure will be needed. So whether school implements immediately or will take some time, that may vary. What is
Rahul sir
the
saying
meaning
that
of vary, Suman?
So VARY, I think.
VARY. What is the
Sir,
meaning?
VA. Sir, different.
Vary means changing. Okay, changing.
Yep.
Okay, who will speak now? Rita, would you like to?
Sir, I want to speak some 1-2 lines also.
Yes, okay, Suman.
So yeah, I heard about the teachers, students will be teachers friends को लेके जाएंगे for the for armies. I mean for experience to students in armies or carpenters. I mean
Yes, skills
it is.
will also be recognized as a graded paper. I told you sports, painting, music, also skills can be taken up as a paper on which your marks will be added in your result. Okay?
Yes.
Rita, would you like to add something?
Devesh, I don't have much idea. I'll listen to you rather.
Okay, I went through the Rajasthan board's WhatsApp regarding new education policy, and that also includes most of these points. Many points are in the end about how teachers training will change and how the administration from school board and ministry will change. Those are not relevant to students directly, but most important thing is that now students have much more choice. They can take up papers across streams. There will be no strict division between commerce, arts, and sciences. Also, they can take up extracurricular activities as a paper.
Devesh,
And
one
from-
second.
Yes.
Devesh, in our school, so nothing of this sort is happening, nothing at all. Rather, we have only, for 11th standard, we have only 5 subjects, arts, में, compulsory, geography, drawing, and 2 are Hindi, English compulsory, and 1 either literature or English literature or Hindi. Nothing else of sports, nothing. I haven't heard any change this year at least.
That's why I told you it will depend upon local
Staff
school
and,
principal and
yeah.
administration when they will implement. But teachers and students and parents can ask the principal and administration to start implementing now. It is mentioned in the policy.
Thank you,
Second
Devesh.
point is some things are will be implemented from this year. For example, now there will be no board exam in 10th. And the 12th board will be held twice. One will be the final in March, and then you will get one more chance if you want.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Yes, Divya.
Sir, in this year we have a board.
No, you will have board only in 12th standard. After you
Okay, sir. Thank you.
run your 12th, you will have your board exam. There will be no board exam in 10th. And moreover, your monthly projects will also be marked. Okay. Another big change that is implemented from this year, your board, even your 12th board marks will not be counted in your admission in central universities or college. For that, you will have to take another test. It is called CUET. CUET. Okay. And another thing which will be implemented immediately, I think, is that till 5th standard, your medium of instruction will be only regional language, not English. Some schools used to offer English medium only, but till 5th standard, they will have to take up regional language also as an option. Another important change that is coming is that pre-nursery education, which only rich people could afford, they could send their very young children to pre-nursery schools. Now that has been provided by government for free for everybody. Okay. So poor children will also get exposure, and this pre-nursery education is very important because there will be no textbooks in this. Before you enter nursery, there will be 2 years of pre-nursery education, where only games will be there, and children will be taught through stories and games. Okay, Rita, I hope you are listening.
Pre-nursery, that is infant nursery, no?
Yeah, pre-nursery. Before nursery, there will be 2 years of free education through games and stories in Anganwadis, kindergartens.
Okay.
Where rich people used to go send their children anyway, but now even poor will get that education. That is something good. And more teachers will get job also. That is also good.
In our school, Devesh, first time nursery and LKG has opened. They have opened nursery and LKG, not infant, but this is the first time. That is free. Nursery and LKG I've never heard.
Okay.
Our school used to start from 1st to 5, then 5 to 8, and then senior schools 9, 10th, 11, 12. But this is the first time that nursery and LKG have opened. Free for all children.
Yes, they say now the structure is 5 in primary school, 5 years, then 3 years, then 3 years more, that is 6, 7, 8, and then 4 years, 9, 10, 11, 12. So before 6, you will be there for 8 years. Before 6th standard, you will be there for 8 years. That means 5 from standard 1 to 5 plus 3 KG, nursery and pre-KG, pre-nursery. Okay, 3 years before standard 1. Okay. Pre-nursery, nursery and KG. Also,
this is applicable.
One major change is that now students will be encouraged to do more project work and internship. Internship means go and join some skill master to learn something on the shop floor or in factory, etc. So students will learn from practical experience outside school also. Divyam, are you understanding what I am saying?
Yes, sir, I am understanding.
Okay, so suppose you are asked to do some internship, that means learn something practical. What will you like to learn?
Sir, I will like to learn about our Indian facilities. Our
Yes.
Indian facilities and what about our government had done in our life.
No,
And what are the changes are
this is
there?
not specific. You have to learn something from which you can earn also later on. So what will you learn? You can go to a farming.
Sir, I will learn sports. Sir, I will learn sports.
Okay, very good. Also, Rita, one more important change that has been brought is that dropouts will be tracked. Universal education is the aim. So everyone has to be included. Girls, etc., will be given special incentive like cycles, laptop. Poor students, Dalit students will be given extra incentive so that no one drops out.
Devesh, this feature is happening in our school since many years. Cycle and laptops
Yeah.
are being given free to whomsoever have scored 75% above and all. Many girls, boys,
Yes.
there's a lot since many years, 4 or 5 years. It's been
Now,
happening in
new
our
education policy is also emphasizing, and more money will be sent for this. And dropouts will have to be tracked, and then there will be remedial learning. Remedial learning means if there are any shortcomings, there will be tests taken, and those who are not able to show learning, basic learning according to their standard, will be given extra coaching. Okay. For this, teacher assistants will also be used. And this policy also mentions that volunteers can be taken from surrounding areas. Like there are some retired persons who can help in education. They can be asked to join in this effort. Okay.
Yes,
There will
Devesh.
be more money will be sent for laboratories, sports ground, skill infrastructure, etc. And there will be committees for every school, including parents, who will monitor all these activities. Secondly, there will be committee of parents, the principal, and some local representative, elected representatives, Pradhan, etc. Okay? To regularly monitor. So we can, of course, Rita, talk later on, but let us see if students have something else to add.
Yes,
I think
Devesh.
everyone has spoken. So does anyone want to add some more points?
Sir, I'm
Yes.
No, sir.
Sir, if all is, I mean, like I'm study in Rajasthan in MGS Gumar. Okay. In my class, all students are speak Hindi language. But if like other students will come from Chhattisgarh or out of Rajasthan, they will know about like Haroti language or Hindi language. He did not know. How will we learn about? How will learn with us? I mean, it will be.
No, every school will offer one or two languages, but it will not be English in primary school till 5th standard. Okay. And students will have to go to school where their regional language is the medium. Okay.
But like, I mean, I'm studying in Rajasthan, so if all like in next time, next class or like next generation will be learning in study in regional language like Haroti language. So if other students know about he or she did not know like Haroti language or other, so how we study with other students.
Every school cannot teach every language. There will be some limitation on that, and students will have to go to the school where Hadoti is being used. Okay, every language cannot be taught in every school, but yes, regional language, some regional language will be taught. It will not be English. Okay,
Yes.
Till which class, Devesh? Regional language?
till 5th standard.
Okay, okay.
Then no problem.
I think it is not very clear whether convents and public schools will be asked to stop using English, but because they can claim that our children's mother tongue is English. So English is also recognized as one of the languages, but it is not very clear whether English will be stopped in convents also till 5th standard. This we will have to check. Okay, so we conclude today's session. We will meet tomorrow now.
Devesh, 1 minute, can we
Yes, sir.
just
Thank you, sir.
summarize?
I have already summarized that the most important change is that more choice is being given to students. They can choose their according to
Vicky
their
left our
talent.
class.
Yes, Divya?
So Vicky left our class.
Yes.
So we can. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, good night. Rita, I was telling you that
Good night, sir.
most important change is more choice to students and including co-curricular and extracurricular activity as graded papers.
This
Marks
jotted
will
down.
also be counted.
Hmm.
Second major change is that more stress on practical learning rather than rote learning. Okay? Practical learning will be done through project work and internship also.
This I
After
heard.
8th standard.